When a new play's here, we're going to go ahead and talk about Battlefield 2042. I just got to play the beta. I got actually early access because I pre-ordered the game. It's been a lot of fun when the game actually works, but we'll go ahead and go over some pros and some cons. You might already watch some other people's videos like Westy and Level Cap and Game Ranks, all the other people that go over videos like this all the time, but we'll go ahead and put my thoughts in here, my own opinions. So, let's go over a couple of pros. One, the graphics look amazing. Like, it looks really good. Weapon class system, you kind of got a similar feel to like Battlefield 4 with it, but I'll go into more depth about that later because it's also one of my cons. The weapon plus system was kind of cool, which is also a con later. Uh, being able to like switch your weapons out on the fly and put it on a scope if you need to do some long range and like switch into like a long barrel, and then you're doing short range, so you switch your gun into something different. Kind of gives you more flexibility with your weapons and more engaging. The vehicle spawn system was pretty nice. I like that. You don't have to walk everywhere sometimes. There ain't no vehicles around. Uh, get Be careful. Don't stand under it. It will kill you. The gadget system was a lot of fun. Uh, each one had its own gadget for each class. Like you get a grapple and a sentry turret that spots people. Kind of nice. Uh, then you get the recon drone, which spots people. I didn't actually use that. And then the medic gun, which you can use to revive people, which I can never hit anyone with it. But you can hold down the 3 button, and it makes it so that you could heal yourself, so it gives you like extra heals. And then my favorite grenades, there's only 2 types of grenades, was a sentry grenade. So you can throw out a grenade and it like spots enemies near the grenade. So that was kind of fun. Alright, so game overall pretty decent. It just has a lot of other issues and concerns. So let's go ahead and dive into that. That's the long part of the list. Alright, we'll talk about the weapon plus system first. Now, I'm not sure if anyone else is having this issue, but whenever I select a weapon and put on like a scope when I first spawn, the next time I die, I have to do it again, and I don't know why I have to do it every time. You also can't like automatically configure a weapon in like the main menu, so like you always start with the scope and like your mag that you like and like whatever muzzle brake or something. So no, you just start off with an iron sight and no attachments on there, no grip or anything. Which kind of makes it so like every time I first spawn, I have to do that. So if they can change that, that would be nice. Another issue is the lag. There was so much lag. I got this on the pre-release schedule, and so the first 2 days I barely was able to play because I was just lagging constantly and screen shutter and all sorts of stuff like that. The game crashing, me having to go through and change file settings just to be able to get onto the game. So, but when they came out with the version for everyone else to be able to play with the beta, they did an update in the middle of the night, which I got kicked off for. That made it so that you can. I think they fixed the stability of the issues were there, and fixed a couple other things because the ping system wasn't working at first. But they were able to fix that later, which is pretty nice because you can actually mark objectives as a team captain, the team leader guy. So the tornado spawned it in, and that was kind of cool, but it made the game lag for me real bad. Now I don't have a super beefy computer because that costs a lot of money, but it made me lag so hard on there, and I never got to see the rocket take off on there. Uh, the vehicles were a little bit fun. kind of hard to control, and helicopters were unkillable and a nuisance. It was really hard to hit them with your rocket launcher, and then they just rained fire from above. You just non-stop, constant missile barrages and stuff. Um, when enemies lay down, it kind of had like a Battlefield 1 feel to it, Battlefield 5, whichever one, both of them, I guess. No, it was 5. You couldn't see them really. You kind of can, but it's not too bad. But that brings me to another thing that I really liked was when an enemy shoots next to you, you can actually see them pop up on the mini map, unlike the last two Battlefields. So they finally added that back into there, which I really like because it makes it a lot easier to deal with people. And having a suppressor on might actually mean something. But I didn't know that there was a suppressor on here or not. Now, I seen someone else use a rocket launcher, and it has no drop to it. I'm not sure if it's just the rocket launcher type that they give us in the beta. But it feels like, Battlefield is known for like the drop rate. You actually have to aim above. But it's a rocket launcher and it flies in a straight line. Could be some feature tech, I'm not sure. Okay, so reviving people was a kind of a pain in the butt. You get the paddles like you used to get, but when it takes like 3 seconds, but sometimes it doesn't work, or you accidentally pick up their weapon over and over and over because you're not actually over them to hit the button because it's the same button. It's E to revive someone, so you're just constantly like dropping and picking up their weapon. Also, another issue I found about another thing with E, you know, I'll get into a vehicle, but I guess because I'm holding it to get in, it makes me get right back out. And it actually got me killed a couple times. Alright, now we're going to talk about some weapons and the weapon gunplay. Now, in Battlefield 4, I really liked how they added like the subclass weapons. You had like the DMRs, the PDWs, the carbon rifles, and stuff like that on your subclass. Like you could be a assault guy with machine guns and still have like a longer range weapon for the longer range maps. Still use your favorite guy. And in this one, you can be on the medic class with unlimited ammo crates and a thing to revive yourself. I mean, heal yourself. And have unlimited ammo as a sniper and just never have to worry about dying really as long as you get back in cover. It kind of seems like it takes away a lot of utility. It adds utility, but takes away the variety in the gameplay. Because you can just run one class and have everything. You also can't tell who has ammo or not. Because of, it doesn't really say over their head like, hey, I'm a support guy, I got ammo. Or, the medic guy. You don't know if that guy can even heal you. But it doesn't matter because your HP actually goes up pretty quickly when you're out of combat. So that's actually kind of nice. So that's one thing I don't like is I guess we'll have to see later on when the game comes out. But I liked how in Battlefield 4 you actually had like, weaker versions of the other guns that you can get in other classes. So you're not just running around with the best assault rifle and anti-tank stuff. No, you had to switch. You had to use an SMG to do that. That's how it worked in previous Battlefields. The map. We only got one map on here, right? We know it's fine. It's a beta. But the new conquest system, I'm not really too sure if I'm a big fan of or not. It's gotten a little bit better now that I got more used to actually how it works. But you don't know what's zone, where like the capture points are, until you get into the zone area. And so if you're not in the zone, it just says like C. But there's C1 and C2. And you won't know exactly which side you're going it onto, what side they control until you get into the area. And you can be on the wrong side when you go into a little area and not realize it until you pass a certain threshold. So that's something a little different. There's not really any indications on some stuff where like the area ends around the objective area. In the previous battlefields, you had like a little red square that would pop up around where it was, well, recent, more like 4. But did Battlefield 1 do that? I can't remember. It's been a while since I played that one. Um, but I would say I like the fact that I finally get to play kind of like Battlefield 4 and 3, where I get some modern weapons and guns. Which now brings me to another thing. The game volume is so quiet, and the machine gun fire and the grenades all sound flat and boring. They don't sound like they pack a punch at all. It's just like pew 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 pew. So I don't know. That's something easy for them to change though. Some of the settings in the setting menu was a little bit hard to navigate through, and like they have the helicopter and the jet on the same button layout. So which helicopters and jets fly completely different. So you have to change all that. So, but that's not easy. They just can add two different things. They can change up the UI. That's not easy. Now, during the tornado, it makes your HUD flash and your like map flash a little bit, and it like turns off and on. And I found that real annoying and disorientating, and I can barely tell what was like going on around it. But I guess that's the point of the hurricane. But a little less HUD flash would be kind of nice. And then the voice announcer guy that talks, he's never quiet. He's always talking about something. It'd be cool if you can turn down how often he's talking about stuff. But maybe that's also something easy to fix and not game breaking. Well, those are just my thoughts and concerns about Battlefield. Let me know down below in the comments if you were able to play the beta and how it felt, and if you were able to play on like the PS4 or the Xbox, not the new gen. Uh, Let me know how it went, because I haven't really found anything on that. But I wanted to know if it was like kind of like how Cyberpunk was, and it was just terribly bad. So I'm curious. So thanks guys for your time. I'll catch you all in the next video.